This is the class list template, and this is how it's going to look when you first see it. What you'll want to do first is you'll want to sign in so that you can make some changes. And you sign in just by using your Google account. Just sign in with Google. Once you're signed in, the first thing you want to do is come up here, click on the little caret, and then click Copy Doc. And then we're going to rename this to make it be something that makes sense. So we'll say grade 2. And you can change the icon and things like that. Now, what we're going to do is this workflow, I'm just going to walk you through how to do this. So the first thing that the principal is going to do is they're going to come in and put in who the teachers are. So current teachers are the teachers who are currently in our school that are teaching this grade 2 class. And then these are the next year teachers' names. And so you're going to want to put the name of the teachers that you currently have up here and the ones you're going to have next year right here. Once you do that, you'll come down here to principal to enter kids' names. So right now these are all just dummy students, and what I would suggest is that you export your kids from your student information system and you put some information in here. So when you export that, get their first name, last name, student number, their gender, their current grade level, and then their next year's teacher. This one will be blank when you first look at it, but I've been playing in this doc already. So I'll just make a couple of those blank real quick. And then all the way over here on the right is the current teacher. And so you can have all those teachers listed there. If you want to add the pictures, you can add the pictures, though you certainly don't have to. Okay, so you put that stuff in as the principal, and then over here, the current teachers' rooms, you hand this off to them. Now, what you can do is, depending on how many teachers you have and whether or not they're going to be working on it at the same time, you can duplicate it and rename this one to be, for example, Mr. Barker, and this one will change to be Mrs. Bell Williams. So now you'll be able to see all the kids that are in Ms. Bell Williams' class or Mr. Barker's, or if the teachers are just going to use your computer and you're going to do it like in a PLC or something, then you can just have them take turns and go through and add in the information for their own students in their class right now. So once they come in, they just come through here and they choose their name from this list up top, and then they look at Leroy Knox and say, you know what, he's not a behavior concern, he's got high academic independence, high parental support, he's above grade level in reading, but he's below grade level in math. And then they just go through each of their students and take care of this information. So this will take a few minutes, but it's a good time for them to talk about it and to know who they've got. When they're done entering the data, they can check this little box right here that says current year data added. And the other way you can do this is you can just come across here, and so we can find Darian Briggs, for example, and we can say that his support services are that he has speech, okay, and then parental support is low for him, and then academic independence is low for him, and then behavior concerns, we'll put certain kids there. You can also do the little check boxes and say he's at grade level in math, and then here he could be above grade level in reading. Now you notice how some of these change colors as they are completed, and then we just check the box here. It says that we've entered in all the information, and when all the information is submitted, then their names turn green right over here. Now, as the principal, the last thing that you need to do real quick, because I forgot about this part, is you need to choose a teacher put a student in each one of the teacher's classes. So Ms. Rabold has someone already, Mr. Fernandez needs someone, and Mr. Rogers needs someone, and Ms. Smith, Ms. Rabold have someone there. So then when it's time, when you've got all the information in, then you come over here to sort kids, and you can see these different buckets that you can put kids in. So over here on the far right, Leroy, he doesn't have a place to be yet, but we're going to put him, we're just going to click and drag his card to Mr. Fernandez. And now we can see here in the top right that Mr. Fernandez has 2 kids, Mr. Rogers has 1, Ms. Rabold has 15, and Ms. Smith has 9. So we're going to share a little bit of the wealth, and we're just going to move these cards to different groups. So you can look at this, you can see where these kids are and get an idea of the colors that are represented here. And you can put kids where they need to be, where they're going to be most successful, and just move them around. Now, if it so happens that you move everybody out of Mr. Fernandez's, by the way, he's going to disappear. So he's not there anymore, so that's where I said on this one, you need to make sure that you have somebody in each one of these classes so that we don't lose them. All right, so that is how that works. Once you have everybody put in, then the other people in your school can come in and take a look and say, okay, so Ms. Rabold has these kids. Okay, that should work out pretty good, and you can make a decision about that.